Hi, everyone. My name is Rachel, and I am a university recruiter here at Salesforce. And I'm here with some of our new grads to answer some questions that we've received on social media as part of our Ask Me Anything series. So let's get it started. So I was curious, is Trailhead the best place to learn if you're hoping to work at Salesforce? And it seems like content is a little scattered. What's the best way to navigate it?
I think before I started Salesforce, I hadn't heard of Trailhead. So I didn't actually use the tool until I started. But presumably, if you're applying for a role, you're going to have the background and the experience in that role. So it might be wise to use Trailhead to kind of look up the culture and I guess things to do with the job that aren't necessarily to do with the role. So you can have more to talk about than just the job itself. So have maybe pick one of the four core values to focus on, or one of the benefits like volunteering to focus on, and work on those trails. But obviously there are trails set up for different areas. So I work in marketing, so I've done most of the marketing cloud trails. And I guess, yeah, focusing on not just the role, but also the culture of the company as well.
I would definitely say me as well. I don't think I really used Trailhead before I worked at Salesforce, but I definitely wish I had and knew about it. And I would say that one of the best ways to navigate it is that there's something called trail mixes where there's multiple trails kind of put together on a particular topic that you can then navigate through so that you can learn the ins and outs of that topic.
Perfect. Thank you. And Cheyenne, how have you developed in your role?
Wow. I feel like in my role, I have really come into taking a lot of responsibility on and independence. So one major thing I would say between my internship and now working full time as a new grad is that there's a lot less of asking other people for guidance or like to ask them for permission before I do something, and more of I am driving my own programs, and I know what's going on and I make those decisions on the fly.
Excellent. And Kian, what does your team structure look like?
So my team, when I first started, was just EMEA, but now we've kind of evolved into international, just by default of who is taken over as SVP of marketing. Our SVP is based in APAC in the Sydney office. And with that, a natural progression of kind of working globally came into place. We've got stakeholders all across the world. We deal a lot with APAC and LATAM, as well as all the regions in EMEA. Although my direct team is based in Dublin.
Perfect. And we had another one come in, which I will actually take this question. How often do we hire new grads? So great question. I will say less so. Do we hire new grads? We do typically hire all of our interns and then convert those interns into full-time. So we don't often have a lot of new grad positions, but if you are interested in new grad positions, I would say just continue to look at our website for those. And then this is a question for both Kian and Cheyenne. What job perks or benefits do you enjoy the most at Salesforce?
I guess I'll start. So there's obviously a number of benefits that are great. I like the wellness reimbursement is good for, I know, joining a fancy gym. But I think for me, the VTO hours, so the volunteer time off, to give us a chance to kind of get involved with our communities and give back. I've done like quite a wide spectrum of things, trying to find what I connect to the most. But I've worked with animal shelters, litter picking, and last week we had a group of recent graduates with learning disabilities come to the office, and we kind of talked to them on how to perfect their personal brand and optimize LinkedIn to get a job. So that was really nice. So yeah, that's definitely something I really connect with.
I'm definitely on the same train about VTO. VTO is a really unique thing that Salesforce does, and it's so nice to be able to take time off and give back to the community. I think another aspect for me is maybe it's not as much like a outright job benefit, but it's the flexibility and culture that I experience with my team and with Salesforce in general. Things like working from home, working remote. I work in San Francisco, but I'm from Toronto, so I do travel between the two places quite a bit, and that flexibility and being able to work from wherever, as long as I'm getting my work done, has been really, really great. And of course, on a separate note, the snacks.
I was also gonna say snacks, so thank you for hitting on
Yeah,
that.
agreed.
And then, so last question for both of you: where did you find your positions? Where did you find your roles? How did you find out about Salesforce?
I don't know. Saying this kind of makes me feel a bit weird, but I actually hadn't heard of Salesforce before I discovered it on LinkedIn. And I just came from college, so I was a graduate looking for a job. I came across a role that where literally every single responsibility of the role matched my experience, and I applied, and here I am.
For me, I went through the co-op program at my university. So I had done a lot of internships before, and this was my last internship during my undergrad degree. And then I got converted to full-time new grad, like Rachel was saying earlier.
Perfect. And you can always go on our website. It's to find out our roles and see what we have available. But thank you, Kian and Cheyenne. Really appreciate your time. And that's it for us in this morning's episode of our Ask Me Anything series. So thank you both.
No worries. Thank you.